Hello everybody, welcome to the very first video installment of Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades. I'm Josh Dell'Aria, your host, and I'm so excited to get started with all of you guys. So, for those of you who are new here, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing with these videos. So, I actually went to college for music, and it was there that I learned about things like dynamics and musicality, spacing, all other sorts of related music stuff and all that sort of thing. And I learned a lot about what makes music great, and when those things aren't done, I learned a lot about how bad it kind of sounded. So at the same time, I was actually finding a lot of independent music, and I developed a strong passion for recognizing all that lesser-known music and hoping to bring it to the limelight so that it could get a lot of similar recognition to what popular artists get from the radio. And so every year since 2009, I've actually made a top 20 showcasing the best of what I could find. Now, I always try my absolute hardest to make the top 20 a merit-based system so that whether you're as famous as Adele or as unknown as Adam Linder, it doesn't matter. You still have just as much chance of making the top 20. It all depends really on the quality of your music, how well it's written, and how well it's executed. That's basically what it boils down to. And so 2 years ago, I actually created this very Facebook page. And if you're not on the Facebook page, you can find a link in the description. And this way we can all share our favorite music and musicians. Now that community aspect hasn't really been embraced terribly much. It's been mostly me just posting whatever I like, but I'd like to bring that back. And at the end of the video, I can teach you more about how that will happen. I also intend for this to be a bit instructional for musicians, and that way they can better their craft, they can put better music in the future by studying what these top 20 artists do. And so I don't want to gab all that much, because I want to make sure I show you guys what goes on in these videos, and so I will give you guys my first song review. So this song is actually up for the top 20. It's in contention for the top 20 this year. It comes to us from Alabama native Katie Crutchfield, who goes by the stage name Waxahatchee. And she actually released an album a couple years ago called Ivy Trip, and I ended up picking up a song from that called Summer of Love that just barely missed the top 20 that year. But I really liked it a lot, and so I liked a lot of the simplicity that came from it. I liked the rawness of it, despite the fact that I tend to like more polished songs better. And I just liked her passion for what she was talking about. She came out with a new record in July called Out in the Storm, and when I saw it, I knew I just had to get my hands on it, because I knew it was going to be great. I don't think I quite expected it to be as great as it was, though. And so I'm really excited to share this with you. One of the things that I really like about this song is that it is a little bit more polished than some of her previous work, but it is still really nice. One of the biggest things about this song is the lyrics, and so you'll hear it, and I'll point it out after I play it once here, that the lyrics are really the most powerful part of the song. So this is actually the 6th song on her new album. It's called Brass Beam, and I hope you guys like it. I'll play it first in its entirety, and then afterwards I'll stop and pick out certain parts of the song that I think are the most important.
I took a pill, I went to sleep for the first time in weeks. You kept me up with all your manic energy. I had to go, I put it out just like a cigarette. I'd never be a girl you'd like or trust or you'd respect. When I think about it, I wanna punch the wall. When I remember everything, I wonder if I always feel small. You look for me in the broken glass and stars. a first stepping stone. You work real hard to herd your friends into a gallery. Narcissistic injury disguised as masterpiece. I just wanna run, yeah, I don't wanna fight. I just wanna sing my songs and sleep through the night. Self-loathing and all your doubt, I held you up above myself, trying to write it out. I got lost in your rendition of reality. All my offering rendered boring hyperbole. Couldn't see the sun from there, just a beam. I thought it would never come out, yeah, I had to. Couldn't see the sun from there, just a beam. I thought it would never come out, yeah, I had to leave.
I often emphasize how important it is to make a lot out of simplicity, just because obviously when you have something complex, it is harder to play. But at the same time, it's harder to make something sound good that is simple than that is complex. And reason being is because everything there is exposed, so you really have to be precise and nail it properly, sing it properly, so that it sounds really good to your audience. So you guys can see that this is a really raw, kind of unpolished sound. Well, I mean, as I mentioned, it is somewhat polished, but not terribly much. And you can tell the song's really simple, really direct, pretty much unambiguous. So I'm going to point out a couple of parts that I think are really important to highlight out of this song. Mainly for this one, it's going to be the lyrics. In this particular song is a really good example of how to make strong lyrics, how to make sure that your song pops out so that you grab the attention of everybody that is in your intended audience. Let me start with the second verse because I think that has the best lyrics out of everything.
You look for me in the broken glass and styrofoam, painting yourself as a self-first stepping stone. You work real hard to herd your friends into a gallery. Narcissistic injury disguised as masterpiece. I just wanna run, yeah, I don't wanna fight. I just wanna sing my songs and sleep through the night.
So as you can tell, that part there has really, really strong lyrics. And it's not necessarily just about having, just like this big, crazy person vocabulary, like using all these big words and things like that. But it's just using the right words in the right situation. And so I just feel like, those kinds of lines, like, you look for me in your broken glass and styrofoam, it just paints that picture of, this person is really using, this boyfriend is really using the girlfriend just as a prop, and not just looking to help himself up and not really help her out with her. So I think it's an awesome part of the song. And in that line, you work real hard to herd your friends into a gallery. It's easy for a songwriter to use the word get instead of herd in that situation, but I think that word herd just has a better, deeper meaning to it. So again, it's not like a big word, but it's a word that brings more meaning to the song and gives the listener a better sense of where this person's really coming from. So in that second verse, you can hear the guitar going pretty much consistently throughout the verse. Now, you might not have noticed this, but in the third verse, they actually cut the guitar out, which is just one of those little things that make the song sound different. So, a lot of times, it's usually not like this crazy, out of the blue thing that somebody puts into a song that makes it great. It's usually just something that's really simple, like just cutting out a guitar in the middle of the third verse. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So I'll play the second verse here first.
You look for me in the broken glass and styrofoam, painting yourself as a sufferer, a stepping stone. You work real hard to herd your friends into a gallery, narcissistic injury disguised as
Okay, and now I'll play the third verse here.
Hinder your criticism, self-loathing, and all your doubt. I held you up above myself, trying to write it out. I got lost in your rendition of reality. All my offering rendered boring hyperbole.
You see the difference? So that guitar is cut out in the third verse, and it just gives the song a different sound. Just gives that third verse a little bit of a different character to it as it gets started. Alright guys, that's all I got on this song. If you like this, make sure you go and check out Waxahatchee's Facebook page, and she is on Merge Records. Her new album, again, is called Out in the Storm. It's out now, obviously. It's been out for about 6 months almost. So definitely make sure you guys check out her music. It's amazing. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, slap that like button like you slap at a bass. And make sure you share it with your friends. Also, if you're an artist who wants to get your music heard, or you have a friend of yours, or you just know somebody whose music that you like, you guys can reach out to us at joshdellariasmusicalescapades@gmail.com. That's again joshdellariasmusicalescapades with no punctuation @gmail.com. Or you can visit us on our Facebook page, Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades, and send us a direct message there. We'll let you know the submission process for everything. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!